Hey guys, Brian delivers you the goods here. I'm returning to you this morning, or going into early afternoon, I guess you could say. For yeah, it's about afternoon time of me recording this, of course. So I'm reviewing the next Coldplay Marathon studio album, and this is for A Head Full of Dreams that I just got done listening to just now. So I'm gonna discuss what I listened to for this 50-minute album and let you know my thoughts on it on all 12 tracks, which includes the bonus track Miracles that I'm doing this review for. So let's dive into this review. Now, what did I think of this album overall? It's not good. It is really not good. Um, my problem is the Hymn for the Weekend song. I really hated that song. Did not like how it was sounding overall. Did not like it was all over the place. And it really disappointed me. So 1.5 out of 5 for that song. I fucking hated that song. A Head Full of Dreams was not a bad start to the album. It is the title track that opens the album up. And it didn't do so bad. Birds was. I felt nothing for that song. So 2.5 out of 5. I wasn't very crazy about it, honestly. Everglow was average. Um, it was sounding nice with Chris Martin singing in it, but to an extent, it can feel a little slow and sluggish, the song a bit. Venture of a Lifetime was my favorite song. I'd give that a 5 out of 5. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, the woo woos, the woo woo, or whatever that he does. I don't know if I like that, but I think it ends the song pretty alright. So, yeah, Venture of a Lifetime is probably the best song you're gonna find on this album. Everything else is just little bit of a disappointment. Fun featuring Tuvlo. Tuvlo didn't really do much in this song, so I wasn't really crazy about it. I think Birds and Hymn for the Weekend were my least favorites, meaning the worst songs on this album. Um, Kaleidoscope was not a great interlude, honestly, to the next song, which is Army of One. Um, Kaleidoscope, there was talking in it that sounded weird, and then a guy talking in it that sounded weird, and then musically and how it's mixing of the whole song, it's all over the place a bit, and it's such a shame. Um, Army of One, the first part of Army of One was good. X marks the spot. Wasn't really feeling for that closing part of the song. The second half of the song of Army of One was a little cringy to listen through. Um, Amazing Day didn't do so bad. It was, it could have been a bit better, but hey, it is what it is. I gave it a 3.5 out of 5. Color Spectrum was probably better than the Kaleidoscope interlude. And Color Spectrum's only a minute and a second long. Up and Up, I guess is what it's called, Up and Up. Um, that was fine, but nothing very special about the song. It's just an average track, in my opinion. And finally, we get to Miracles, the closing track to the whole album. And it was decent, but nothing fantastic. So, this album was quite a bit disappointing and pretty bad, honestly. So, yeah, I don't really know how I feel about this album, other than the fact that I'm really disappointed in Coldplay on this release that they released like 6 years ago. This was their worst album, honestly. Birds, I could not stand how Chris Martin was singing that song. There were certain sections in the song, like probably mainly the chorus part and some of the falsetto stuff he does in it, just made me cringe a bit. And him for the weekend, it sounded like Beyonce was in that song, or they took a little snippet of her voice into that song, and I was like, this song sucks, honestly. So yeah, I'm not a huge fan of Head Full of Dreams, honestly. Those two songs really brought the rating for this album down quite a lot. And it's disappointing that I have to give it a bad rating. But overall, I think Coldplay Head Full of Dreams, there's the only song I would recommend listening to is Adventure of a Lifetime. Other than that, the rest of the record is a little too cheery and too, what is it? Mixing's very off, and also the production work in this song did not do very well. So this was an album that I guess that was rushed too fast. Because it came out in 2015 and they recorded it at the start of 2015, going all the way to mid 2015. So I think they rushed it too fast. But for a score, I'm going to give Coldplay's A Head Full of Dreams album a 4.5 out of 10. No, not feeling for this album. Fuck this album. I will probably not listen to it again. The only song I'll come back to is Adventure of a Lifetime. The rest of the album didn't do much for me, honestly. It was full of cringe, and it could have been a lot better. There were certain songs I was appreciating, but nothing to the extent where I really love this album. This is their worst album, honestly. So fuck A Head Full of Dreams. I wasn't feeling for this one, but hopefully, Everyday Life, I have a different opinion on it when I review it on Saturday, which it will be October 2nd is when I'll review it. So comment below. Let me know what you guys thought of Coldplay's A Head Full of Dreams album if you've heard it. I know a lot of people are going to probably get pissed off at me saying, oh, well, this is their best album. I'm like, really? Is it really their best album? If you really listen to the songs, you'll understand where I'm coming from. But keep in mind, it's just my opinion on this matter. You don't have to agree with me on it. It's just how I felt when listening to this album. But that's just my opinion at the end of the day. And if you did like this album review I made for Coldplay A Head Full of Dreams, comment below and let me know your thoughts on it. Tap a like on this video if you liked it. Subscribe to my channel if you can to support the channel. I'm not sure if I said that already or not. Sometimes I tend to forget if I say it or not. But I will be returning to you for Coldplay Everyday Life. That will be the last album review or re-review that I'm doing. And that's happening October 2nd. So I didn't hate that album, but I hate this album, honestly. It could have been much better, but nope. Wasn't feeling for this album that much. I really hated it. And yeah, this is Coldplay at their worst. I hope that Music of the Spheres doesn't disappoint me, but who knows. I'm enjoying some of the songs. I didn't enjoy Higher Power that much, but it was average. It was an average song. It's growing on me, but it's not really doing much for me after repeated listens. But I hope you enjoyed this Coldplay A Head Full of Dreams album review. Like I said, I did the best I could to make it as good as possible. Definitely stay safe. Take care. Sorry, I feel like I'm gonna sneeze or something. My nose is getting And as always, I will see you in my next review.